We all here. We're all here. Henry's here. Howard is probably still asleep. Whenever he texts on Discord and he's like, "Yo, listen, I'll get an alarm ready." I'm like, dude, the moment you send me this text, in 3 hours you gotta wake up. You need more sleep than 3 hours. What are you doing? Like, and my phone is still on. Let me just mute that, guys. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I'm just like, how, like, you know when I stream. Just sleep earlier. Yeah, you should just not sleep at all like I do. Don't do that either. Don't do that either. Well, let's see if Howard will join later on, or if he's gonna be just dead. So, Vinvan, when do you have to go? Like, is it like how soon is it? I almost spoke German. Well, more Swiss German to be more exact, but like, yeah. Probably no more than 50. Is it gonna be long? Like, are you gone for like a long ass while? Let's hope we can at least read the first one before you have to go. If that's the case, I will start reading the first one right now. Let me just do some testing. Works. Okay. Alrighty then. We go. The first one we're gonna read today is SCP-1810, and for our newest viewer, Nook on Nook. I'm reading them in numerical order, which is something that nobody has ever done. Nobody has ever read every single SCP in numerical order. Nobody has ever read every single SCP, period. The numerical order is just an added bonus on top of it. There's around almost, like, there's at least 8,000 of these fuckers. And yeah. So let's get started with SCP-1810, Mr. Pierrot. It's like reading the entire Library of Babel. Yeah, it's looks like we unlocked one. The first one will be in length that here we go. That I can read and you can enjoy with us. It's decently rated. Euclid. Okay, here we go. SCP-1810 is contained in a large humanoid containment unit at Site 147, with the addition of a recreation area with assorted toys, books, and art supplies. It is to be given 3 meals daily in accordance with Foundation employed dietitian guidelines. All meals or beverages given to SCP-1810 are to be laced with a combination of antidepressants and a mild sedative to reduce mental strain from being kept from performing its desired task, reduce the stress from interacting with security officers and staff, and reduce the likelihood of another attempt to breach the containment cell or escape from Foundation custody. Foundation staff interacting with SCP-1810 must be fluent in the French language. Okay, so Pierrot. Oh yeah, I know this. You know this one, okay. SCP-1810 is to be provided access to its recreation area for up to 4 hours each day. This privilege may be revoked by the security staff or lead researchers if SCP-1810 proves uncooperative. And there's Howard. Managed to get on, yeah. My man, let me ask you a question. How come you don't sleep earlier? Like, how come, like, you know what time I always stream. Like, when I stream, you know what time I stream. Like, why don't you sleep earlier than that? Like, is it just something, like, keeping you busy and then you just awake the whole time? As of Incident 147-1995-7, SCP-1810 is no longer allowed access to recorded materials or humanoid toys. Its cell door has been further reinforced to withstand physical assaults. An additional plainclothes security officer assigned to personally handle SCP-1810 has been placed outside its cell. All staff assigned to this position must show a known history of reduced emotional responses to humanoid SCP objects, and an aversion to the use of excessive force. As well, the on-site psychologist is to remain on call in order to pacify SCP-1810 during its episodes of post-traumatic stress disorder and major depressive disorder. See Addendum C1 and Interview Log 1 for more information on the anomalous effects of SCP-1810. Busy, unfortunately. Not enough hours in a day, though. No. Okay, I mean, at the end, you know best. They should have more hours in the next update. There won't be a next update. This is all we get. SCP-1810 is a... So here's for Nuke. Nuke, if you're still... If you're still keeping up with everything that's been happening. Now we're going to get the description. Before we had how they're being contained and what the measures of it being contained. Now we get the actual description of what it is. SCP-1810 is a 3.8 meter tall, 81.6 kilogram humanoid. That is very light for 3.8 meters tall. That's humanoid entity covered entirely in charcoal gray cloth of an unknown material, including a mask which completely obscures its face. In addition, two large discs constructed of unknown alloy protrude from the approximate position of its ears. All items have shown so far to be impossible to remove from SCP-1810. It is fluent in the French language, albeit at the level expected of a child, and prefers to be called Pierrot, a name written on the inside of its jacket collar. The entity has displayed no physical changes or aging despite being in containment for nearly 70 years. It is theorized that it is functionally immune to the effects of aging and will continue to live indefinitely unless it is decommissioned. As of the aftermath of Incident 147-1995-7, SCP-1810 shows no abnormal healing capabilities, healing from wounds at a similar rate to humans. See Addendum C1 for more information. Okay, so even though it seems to be immortal, as in like it's not aging, it doesn't have regenerative powers, or at least not super regenerative powers, because yeah, as it explains here, 70 years in containment is quite some time. And it's interesting how in those 70 years, Pierrot's French has not improved beyond that of a child. So there's also seems to be some sort of mental block, or maybe it's just there's like some sort of like thing where like a anomalous effect where they cannot become more fluent in the language, because that could be a thing as well. Because at the end, from all I can hear is now nearly 4 meter tall human being that speaks French on a level of a child, who apparently is light enough for you to lift off. Like, you can easily lift him up. Like, 81 kilos is not that heavy. That's 10 kilos more than I am. So, and I have lifted up definitely people that were 90 before, so can you imagine? I just hold this like of course it's a bit straining, but it's just like, and you just lift them up like, come on. Just this 4 meter tall guy like, oh yeah, this one was based off a really old creepy image floating around the internet way back then. Probably the same image that a lot of analog horror nowadays use, right? Just that the image wasn't CC compliant, so it's not available anymore. I see. There's probably still like if I were to make a thumbnail, it's probably still existing somewhere on Google Images. SCP-1810's anomalous properties manifest when it comes within 500 meters of children who it deems lost. SCP-1810 will take them into its care and will attempt to provide for their needs or wants. However, there seems to be some disconnect in SCP-1810's understanding of the child's needs. It will often resort to violent method and theft to provide for the children, and shows a preternatural level of strength when it comes to protecting them or tending to their needs. So you want some candy? No worries about it. Busts into a candy shop. Just breaks open the door. Steals all of the fizzy cokes, like fizzy gummy cokes. It's just, well, definitely, it's still on the internet, just not on the wiki. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, thought so. SCP-1810 was brought to the Foundation attention in 1947 when witnesses reported a creature kidnapping children and stealing various objects from a neighborhood on the outskirts of Paris, France. Several photographs and reels of film depicting SCP-1810 were discovered and subsequently filed away inside 147's records vault. The Foundation has administered amnestics to all known eyewitnesses, planning a cover story of a carnival worker kidnapping and murdering children from the area. Fizzy gummy coke is based as fuck. Dude, it's fucking delicious. Now that's a real candy. Nuke, you okay? You haven't been saying much, so I'm just curious if you're still around or if you just have this in the background. Addendum C1. Okay, here's a famous addendum that they've constantly been mentioning. On 1995, after viewing several videos of popular children's educational entertainment shows during its designated period of recreation, SCP-1810 stood up in its containment cell, struck out at the television and VCR provided to it, shattering the screen of the television and knocking the stand to the floor. SCP-1810 then began to strike the door of its cell, demanding to be allowed out, saying that it needed to protect the babies. Site security moved into sedate SCP-1810 and upon opening the door to the cell were shoved aside and rendered dazed or unconscious by SCP-1810 in as of then unprecedented display of physical strength. I'm following along. I'm catching the mean. Oh, cool. Nice. By the way, Howard and Vinvon, your subscriptions are gone. Like, it ran out. Because it was gifted sub, those things run out. So you will not have any privilege to any of the emotes anymore. Well, the subscribers emotes at least. Just so you're aware. As SCP-1810 reached the end of the hall, a second security team arrived and administered an electrical shock from a stun baton, incapacitating SCP-1810 and carried it back to its containment cell. Injuries to all parties were treated, including an unreported head injury administered to SCP-1810 after it was returned to its holding cell. Examination of the footage that SCP-1810 had viewed before its escape attempt showed that it was observing a special episode of the television program Redacted that dealt with bullies and peer pressure among children. Thank you for this. I'm still Afro. Okay, yeah. If you ever want to subscribe again and help me make some cash or get the emotes back, the button is right down below. Like, it's up to you guys. You had a taste. You had a taste of it. Excerpt from the transcription of Site Director A. Beaufort's administrative address to Site 147. Response Incident 147-995-7. It seems that SCP-1810 not only has a heightened emotional response to any children, but indeed and any object it perceived to be a child in danger or a state of emotional distress. It has demonstrated an increased level of strength during these periods of heightened emotion. Containment protocols have been updated to reflect this confirmed theory, and SCP-1810's entertainment privileges have been revoked for 1 week in response to the attempted breach. Any further attempts to breach the containment will result in more severe punishments being administered. It may have the mind of a child, but we cannot allow that to sway our expectations of behavior or cooperation with site protocols. Additionally, I'm hereby upgrading SCP-1810's object class from Safe to Euclid in accordance with the extended security measures necessary for containment. The actions of Security Officer Wu have been punished by a 1-week suspension, and he will be reassigned to a separate wing upon his return. I hope he will learn his lesson from this, because I will not condone the use of excessive force in the containment of SCP objects or entities under our custody. We are expected to be precise and efficient, not cruel or overly harsh. Sure. It was recontained and disabled. All further actions were unnecessary. We secure, we contain, but most of all, we protect. This includes those that we have contained. That is all. I'll try to do it when my financial situation is sorted out. Yeah, of course. You don't feel stressed or like don't feel like you have to do it. It is all up to you. Same with like gifting subs. Like I was about to say, like if you want to gift Nuke a sub so he can experiment with the other emotes and have like more like streamer privileges and all that stuff, that's up to you guys. At the end, only subscribe if you want to. Only gift subscriptions if you want to. Don't you ever feel like you have to do it or that I'm forcing you to do it, because I'm not gonna do that shit. Play the hero. Okay, interview 1. Madeline O. Age 6, who was under SCP-181's watch upon the creature's initial containment. Interviewer Dr. Amelia J.P., a child psychologist under the employee of the Foundation. Forward, the following interview was conducted thanks, Afro, that's really kind. Hey, no problem. I mean, at the end, like, the fact that you guys are watching this is really motivating me to keep going. So I will not ask anything more from you guys. Like, I will not ask you to like donate money or gift a sub or become a sub. At the end, that's all up to you. That's all up to you. The following interview was conducted 13 hours after the initial containment of SCP-1810, and approximately 7 days after Madeline was captured by SCP-1810. The child was in critical condition under the Foundation medical care at the time. It looks like Vin 1 had to sadly go. All dialogue has been translated from the original French for documentation purposes. For clarity and ease of communication with the witness, SCP-1810... Oh, you're still here. Never mind. Because you said 15 minutes and I looked at the time and 20 minutes have passed, so I was like, oh shit, you're gone. For clarity and ease of communication with the witness, SCP-1810 was referred to by its preferred name, Mr. Pierrot. It's very more misinformation about me, I see. You told me 15 minutes and 15 minutes have passed, man. For a Swiss person, 15 minutes means 15 minutes. If I tell you guys, hey, I'm going to vanish in 15 minutes and I'm going to be gone, okay? I will cease to exist. In addition, the speech of the child has been standardized and corrected for documentation purposes. Please refer to the Records Department for a copy of the original French description with maintained colloquialism, verbal text, and errors. Okay, here we go. Short interview. So, Dr. P is the adult, and Madeline is the child. Madeline, my name is Dr. Amelia P. How are you feeling, sweetie? I'm okay. I'm okay, Dr. Amelia. My belly hurts. Aw, did you eat something that made your tummy hurt? Yeah, Mr. Pierrot gave me some weird meat and veggies. I eat every day with him. Weird food, huh? Do you know what it was he had you eat? I don't know. He always ran away to get me food. I wonder if he's like SCP-096 fast, or if he's just like regular fast for his size, you know what I mean? He came back one day, and I saw a bunch of funny plants and something weird in his pocket, and I heard him squeaking. He always... Did he feed her rats? He always stuffed them with a stick and put it over fire. It was icky, and he kept getting hit in my food. It would squeak in the campfire too. It was scary, but I was hungry. Yeah, of course. I mean, you kidnapped by this fucking 4 meter tall colossus, and you're like kind of like, I don't know where to go. I see. That sounds nasty. Could you tell me more about how you met Mr. Pierrot? I want to learn as much as I can about him. Also, slow down, hon. I need to make sure I can recall all this. Time is a social construct, Shake. Not for a Swiss person. Time is our pure essence. we make watches, for God's sake. Watches and clocks. You guys. I'm sorry, Doctor. I'll try. Well, Mommy and Daddy both disappeared a long time ago. Also, by the way, this fucking thing fed this kid rats. No, and didn't even kill the rats correctly. I was living with my big sister and her friends in the city. One day I got into a fight with them over some food. They were hurting me really bad. Mr. Pierrot came and saved me. He was kind of scary. What did he do to scare you? A different social construct. Time is money. Yeah. Guys, can we focus on the fact that a poor child got kidnapped and fed rats instead of time being a construct or not? You're all missing the point! What did he do to scare you? Matthew was hitting me hard. I couldn't breathe. Ooh. My sister was already beat up and sleeping in the corner. Mr. Pierrot showed up yelling. Can you imagine a 4-meter tall being running and coming up to you and just yelling at you? Like, shit's the size of a like. Oh, so Pierrot's a gourmet. You're horrible. You're horrible. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I hope you all get eaten. He hit Matthew. He hit Matthew back. Matthew's face looked all funny after Mr. Pierrot hit him like a big red ball. Ooh. He straight up, Mr. Pierrot straight up killed a child. Unless Matthew's a grown adult, who knows? The others ran away. Mr. Pierrot hugged me and told me everything was going to be okay. He said he loved me very much, even though my mommy and daddy were gone and my friends hated me. He would always love me and take care of me forever, and the bullies would never hurt me again. What happened next? Well, he took me to his house. It was weird. Way down in the ground, there were all kinds of funny books my mommy read to me and my sister before they went poof. A bunch of stuff about taking care of babies too. Mr. Pierrot always read those. Said that the doctor. Or is it Pierrot? I think it's, okay. The T is not pronounced, so I think it's Pierrot. Said that the doctor, kind of like how in the T in Monet is not said, it's Monet. So it's Pierrot. Okay, gotcha. I'm a fucking idiot. Said that the doctors gave him ideas on how to take care of little kids like me. He told me that he wasn't used to taking care of human babies, but he would do his best to be a good daddy to me. Okay, but what if he was feeding her social construct? That'd be truly messed up. Matthew's face looked funny. This child is a psychopath, man. Well, how she's 6, Howard. She's not gonna be like, yeah, like his face was impaled by his fist. That's not gonna be her description. You're over here being like, well, she's 6 years old. She better know all the vocabulary in French. Which, by the way, if you know French, that shit ain't easy when it comes to explaining shit. They overcomplicate things. They overcomplicate numbers, my man. No, the child's not a psychopath. She doesn't know how to explain that stuff. You're over here like, man, she's messed up for saying that his face looks funny. How else is a 6-year-old supposed to say it? I see. What happened after that? Well, he said that he was going to go... How much more of this interview is there? Oh, okay, almost done. Well, he said he was going to go shopping for food and toys and stuff for me, and asked if I wanted anything. I asked him for a unicorn. I had this little unicorn doll I would always carry with me, but he got lost when Mr. Pierrot rescued me. Ah, okay. And did he bring you a new unicorn doll? No, dear, please lay down. You're in no condition to jump up from your bed like that. It was even better than that. Mr. Pierrot brought me a real unicorn. Well, kind of. Kind of? How do you mean, Madeline? I'm not going to say what she said because I don't know how to say it. Well, it was a big white horse, but his horn was always leaking. He had a nail stuck in the bottom of his horn, and then that night I was playing with the unicorn and the horn broke off and I got a splinter in my thumb. See? Mr. Pierrot couldn't get it out. Oh, that's terrible. He fucking took a regular-ass horse and just jammed something into his forehead. I'll have another doctor come and fix that when I leave, hon. The unicorn wasn't that fun anyhow. He kept crying and trying to fall asleep when I wanted to play with him. I woke up the next morning and Mr. Pierrot said that the unicorn was taking a nice long nap in the other room. I didn't see the unicorn anymore after that. Oh, that's so sad. What happened next? I cannot use Google Translate at this time. Can someone tell me what that means? Win one! Well, me and Mr. French isn't a problem, sir. Yeah, of course, French isn't a problem for people who speak it. But at the same time, like, tell me, Miss French. Tell me how you say the number. Which one was it? 559. Write it down. And then tell me why it's... Then explain to me why that shit's bomb. So that's some bullshit the way it's written. Okay, where was I? Well, me and Mr. Pierrot just kind of played in the house and we ate more of the weird meat and veggies that he brought for us and read stories. And she's clearly had some sort of like way beyond food poisoning. Like, this is like feeding this kid the worst possible things. Okay. I get the idea, little one. Is there anything else you need to tell me about Mr. Pierrot? That, God, just looking at that pisses me off. Well, wasn't that like... No, I'm talking about that one thing where, like, French people, they would, like, instead of saying 559, they would say something like, what was it again? Where they would, like, add and multiply. It would say, like, they would say something like 420 plus 9 and something like that, like 4... Yeah, something like, I forgot what it was. There was like some stupid shit where like, it would say 400 times 20 plus 9. I forgot what it was. That's 80 and 90. Okay. He said he wanted to take me to his home with his real kids, but could never find the right door to use the key on. Could you maybe help him get home, Dr. Amelia? I'll see what I can do. Thank you, Doc. I think I'm going to go sleep now. Get some rest, Madeline. I promise when you wake up, you feel better. You just know that Dr. is just having the biggest bro moment face throughout the interview. I think he does care. Like, Dr. Amelia does care for the child, but at the same time, like, they're probably like, God damn, this poor child had to go through so much. Closing statement. Following the above interview, the witness memories of the events were suppressed, and she was sent to an off-site medical facility for treatment. 4 times 20. Yeah, that shit. No, I'm not okay with that. See, that's why I'm not okay with the French, like, doing that. Just say 80. Just have your version of 80 or 80 in German. Like, why does it have to be 4 times 20? Ugh. For treatments before being placed in an orphanage. A street of the area that SCP-1810 was captured in showed the bodies of several children gathered in a room with blurred notes of apologies surrounding the corpses. Upon the walls of the area were inscriptions pertaining to the entity desired to return to its home. In addition, the body of a mutilated horse was found in the room with the words, I'm not sure how to say that. Is that supposed to be fox or just fall? Bad, wicked. Incorrect, wrong. Carved into its flank. A crude drawing of the main eyewitness, SCP-1810, and the horse was found. Crushed in the corner of the room. The location of the key the eyewitness described has not been found. Alright, and here we go. We have something new here that I decided to add. If one of you can please write something just to see if the color even works in the chat box. My country is bilingual. They made an actual word for 90, but it's considered dialect and not proper French. Of course it is. Okay, you guys can actually read that, right? So I can keep it in block. So that's the first SCP. Luke, how do you feel? Nuke. I'm trying to like not say nuke by accident. Also, I forgot something. To close that shit. Okay, now back to this. This was your very first SCP that got read to you. Mr. Pierrot. It's a bit hard to read. Yeah, you're right. Let me see if I can. I don't think I can. Okay, chat box. Let's see here. I wish I could like add like what's it called? I forgot what it's called, but you know, like an outline to the text, because that would definitely help in this situation. It's quite different than I expected. I thought it would be more sci-fi or something. I mean, some of them are. Some of them are. There are like a couple like that have to do with like technology, aliens, and all that stuff. But this one is definitely, as I said, some of them are also humans or animals. It's just that they act in a way that's not normal. In this case, a 4-meter tall man-child that only speaks like very childlike French, kidnapping children to keep them safe. So yeah, that's your very first one. Let's see what the next one is.